Okay, we're out here taking a look at my generator. When I was off grid a few days ago, this thing would not produce power, and I had to rely on my Harbor Freight tailgater generator, my small two-stroke generator, for several days, and that made it to where I couldn't run a lot of my big power tools that I needed to run, like my circular saw and stuff like that. So it cost me a lot of extra time and a lot of extra energy to cut everything manually. So I have got to get this thing running, or if I can't fix it up, I'm going to have to replace it. Well, I started looking it up on Google and read several forums, and these guys were saying that sometimes I guess there's a magnetic charge inside of here. I'm not real sure of what to call that. I don't think it's a stator. I'm not really sure, but there's something inside of there that holds a little bit of a magnetic charge, and when you let these things sit for too long, or if you run them out of gas, like at the end of the evening and it's under load, and I did not know this, so I'm going to stop doing that. I've kind of made it a habit of doing that. I didn't think it would hurt anything, but after reading these forums, these guys were saying you don't want to do that because it can actually suck the charge out of your unit there, and essentially the next time you try to start it, it has to have a little bit of an electrical charge so that it can fire up the generator and make it produce power. So I'm hoping that that's what I've got going on. I plugged in my meter a little while ago and ran it, and I was only getting something like 2.7 volts or something like that out of it. So the thing that I read said that you can recharge this unit with you can either use a power drill and you spin it backwards, or a corded power drill, or you can use a angle grinder. So I'm going to grab my angle grinder and we're going to see if this works. Okay, you've got to start the unit up, and everything I've seen says you have to run the motor backwards while you hold the trigger down with this with it plugged in to the generator. So I'm going to go ahead and start the unit and get it running, and you'll see my meter. I'm going to hook up the grinder and try to spin it backwards on that board right there and see if it'll change the power output and make this grinder come on. If it does, I'll try to give you a shot of the meter. All right, here we go. No joy on this repair. Gonna have to take the panel off and start checking out some of the other electricals and seeing if there's any problems there. All right. I guess now I'll take the side cover off and check that fuse that I replaced when I was out off grid and see if that has gone again, or see if there's a problem with that. So I was looking for the AVR, automatic voltage regulator, in the back of the unit, but I couldn't find it, so I'm going to check this side panel to see if it's in there. I think I may have just found the problem. I doubt you guys are going to be able to see this, but I can see there's a big bulge on that, and I can tell this unit here has been melted. So I'm thinking, hopefully you can see that in there. I'm thinking that this unit right here is the AVR, and I believe it's melted. So I'm going to try to remove that right quick. I hope this is it, because I was pricing new generators, and I'm not ready to buy a new one yet, because when I buy a new one, I'm going to buy probably a 10 kW, because I need a larger one. Okay. Yeah. That unit is melted. Look at that. So I'm going to go get online and get the numbers for this unit. Get these numbers off of here, and I'm going to get online and get on eBay or something, or get on Amazon and find me a replacement for this unit. Yeah, I'm going to. I don't know if there's a difference on these wires. I'm going to pay attention. I'll probably mark one of them. Somehow I'll take a red marker or something and mark on it, and just so I'll know and be consistent with the same wire back on the new part. But I believe I found my problem, so that makes me happy. Okay guys, I'm about 99% certain I found the part here, the problem. I believe this is the AVR. I'm not 100% on that, but I guess some of them have them built into the alternator or the generator itself, and others must have them mounted externally like this one. There we go. Get you to focus up. But you can clearly see this thing, especially this side. You can just see where it's melted and it's out of square now. It's not. So I'm assuming something must have overcooked it there. We've been running little heaters on them, so who knows? Maybe that's too much for it. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get the new part on order, and when I do, I probably see on that side there, I put a little yellow mark on that and on the wire, some of that paint marker, just so that whenever I get the new one, I can put it back in the same way that I took it apart. So. Okay, we're going to take a look at this new part. I finally got this in, ordered it on eBay. Remember, here's the old one. Just comparing the two. This one's a little bit different size, and it was actually rated a little higher. After I was doing some research on it, I found out what you want to find is that 24 UF. You want to match that number up, and as long as you match that number up and you go higher than what your voltage is, my original one said 400. Or if it even matters, yours may be completely different, but here's the numbers on the original one. And here's what I bought, replaced it with. It also has this there's a tab on the side here for screwing the thing on, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, put the new part on. Again, I'm going to make sure that yellow is on the same side here. I'm watching for that. Here's the yellow one that I marked. I marked it this way with the paint marker, if you remember. Okay, put those two on there. Make sure they have good, solid connection. They feel good. it's actually getting colder out there now off grid. It's getting later in the season, and as that time approaches, I'm going to be using the heaters more and more as I'm out there. So I don't have my wood stove hooked up out there yet for a couple of reasons. So okay, goes above. Yes. Go ahead and get a screw started here. Fire it up. Choke's on. Let's run. Okay guys, that was my problem on this unit, was that it's either a capacitor or I can't remember what they call the thing, but it's basically, it's what tells the generator how much voltage to output, and you can clearly see from my old one it was melted. I got this thing for 26 bucks on eBay, shipped and everything, shipping included I believe, and so far it's working. I'm going to go and put some heavier loads on it, like my grinder, my circular saw, things like that, that I'm going to be using when I go off grid, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure we can button this project up and call this a success. So guys, hopefully this will help you out if you have to diagnose problems on your generator. Just kind of recap, one of the things that you need to look for is visually use your eyeballs and get in there and look for melted wires and things. And in my case, I found that that voltage regulator, automatic voltage regulator I think they call it, or capacitor that was melted. And of course, I tried to call around some local places to see if I could put a regular air conditioner type capacitor in there, but they said no, apparently it's different. That 24 UF rating is specific to generators, I guess. So anyways guys, good luck with your generator repair. Hope this helps you out, and if you liked it, hit the like button, and if you like this kind of content, hit the subscribe. Alright, we'll see you next time.